Hello everyone, it's Katie from Katie Malik Interiors. It's our third episode of educational videos devoted to creating best home office. In this video, we'll be talking about lighting. We've covered positioning your home office, we've covered comfort, and now we're going to move on to a very important aspect, which is lighting. Lighting is very often overlooked in many homes. There are several reasons for that, but we're not going to get into why this is the case. But we're going to focus specifically on creating the best lighting for your desk or working station. So first of all, you should have task lighting. Ambient lighting most probably is not going to be enough. So if you think overhead lighting, the main light typically in the ceiling is probably not going to be enough to light the area where you're going to work. Of course, the light changes throughout the day. If you're lucky enough to be to have the desk positioned in a fairly well lit spot, that's great, but most probably in the evening you will need some form of artificial lighting. So when thinking about that, choose task lighting, specifically a reading light. Ideally, you should be looking at a light that can rotate. So you can rotate the shade, but you can also rotate the base in order to position the lighting the best way for you. And the more flexibility you have, the better. We highly recommend using natural white light. So as natural to the daylight as possible, and you can achieve that by using correct bulb. We recommend LED bulbs, natural light. So if you're browsing for that, pay attention to the light temperature. There are bulbs which have warm light, natural light, and cool light. You ideally want to be in a natural light brackets. If you can, select a lamp, select one with a dimmer option, so you can regulate the strength of light as well. You can possibly make it a little bit more atmospheric, a little bit darker in the evening. Of course, it all depends on your preferences. As we've been discussing in the last episodes, it's your space. You have to love it. You know what you like, you know what you react well to and what you don't react well to. So while we're trying obviously to give you as much information as possible, as many tips, always think about what you prefer and what you feel good with. Now Joe will explore a little bit more about lighting your desk space. I have mine set up. Very happy with it. Made a post this morning about different things, what I've done, how I've done them. Obviously there have been some compromises because it had to be done in a relatively short space of time, but anything is possible if you really want to. If you want any advice, any recommendations for websites, where to get things from, how to set things up, I'm more than happy to answer your questions. So now off to Joe, and see you soon.
Hi, Katie. And I would love to add just a couple of things regarding lighting. It's a subject that we could talk about all day. I love lighting, and it's really important to set the mood and the emotion of the space that you're working in. I would say big consideration is size. So really look, if you're shopping online, at the size of the lamp, the diameter of the base, and the lampshade. I would say that you would need about 38 centimeters from the light to the work surface, so that that will give you plenty of light to read or write, etc. And you're looking at about a light that would give off about 400 to 450 lumens, which would make it appropriate for working and reading. I've been looking online this afternoon and I've found some really reasonable desk lamps for a temporary period at about $11.99 from IKEA and Wayfair. And Wayfair offer next day delivery still, so that's good. And but Amazon, Dunelm, they all had some great ones and some fabulous colors, shapes and sizes. So have a look and see if there's anything on there that you might like. If you want to spend a little bit more money, Anglepoise do beautiful lights, and you can get them online also. I was looking this afternoon, Heels have them and John Lewis have them. If you decide you don't want to buy a desk lamp at this period, because it is going to be just for a temporary time, I would say look around your space, look at your table lamps, look at if you have floor lamps, and see if you bring them to your workstation, and if you put them on your table or by your table or your workspace, the lampshade should be about parallel with your head. You don't want it to be above or below, because that can cause discomfort and eye strain. I think that's everything that I can think of today regarding talking about desk lights and lighting around your workstation. I hope you all have a good evening, and I hope you love your space. Bye.